Can you smelt 1,000,000 copper in 100 Factorio days? This is what 1,000,000 looks like. Actually, that was a lie. You can't even zoom out that far. You would have to smelt all of these 4 times over. But I'm feeling confident today, so let's triple that goal to make things even more fun. Lord, I hope I won't regret that choice. But I feel like 3,000,000 is possible, so here we are. Day 1, our very first copper plate. Now clearly that won't be fast enough, but I have a plan. You see, in this game you can craft mining drills to mine for you and furnaces to smelt your ore. Now all I need to do is scale that up. In order to do so, I will first need electricity. We can get that by making boilers and steam engines and hooking it all up with these power pylons. We use the electricity to power our labs. These will allow us to research new crafting recipes like assemblers, which we can use to craft things automatically. Now the start of this playthrough is going to be awful similar to just about any other playthrough, but our copper production is going to be scaling exponentially. I wouldn't be surprised if by day 50 we've barely produced any copper at all, and by day 100 we'll be producing 10,000 copper a minute or more. But for that we need to build a factory, so let's automate feeding coal to our generators. That'll do the trick. I'll build a stone path to move around more quickly. The miners I have been using require me to feed them coal, but if I want to scale up, that's no good. So here are electric ones. We will also use belts and electric inserters to move coal and iron into furnaces and put it in assemblers for our very first automation. Actually, I will put all the iron on one belt so we can use it more easily, and I'll start setting up a proper copper furnace stack too. I slapped down some extra electric miners and now we won't have to hand feed anything anymore. Now we're getting somewhere. Now, in order to research stuff, we need science juice. Currently we only have the red flavor, which is conveniently not too difficult to automate, which looks a little something like this. And now I feed it directly into the labs. So I was running low on electricity. Maybe I should power my inserters, that would help. Luckily that's an easy fix. Now the earlier we produce copper the better, so I'll take a minute to upgrade this furnace stack. Right, this is starting to look good. Now we need to make sure that we can sustain this production level. And with that, I mean we need to start storing a lot of this copper. Oh, now this is starting to look more like it. As great as these blue inserters are, we do need green circuits for them, which are a bitch to craft, so let's automate them. Which looks a little something like this. Wait a minute, why are my copper furnaces not running? Is there coal stuck in here? There is. I have a solution to this problem. This is disgusting. If you don't know Factorio, that'll look fine, but if you're an experienced player, you would hate me for that. Don't worry, the worst spaghetti is yet to come. Now, I will need copious amounts of copper, so I should start producing copious amounts of electric miners early on. Luckily, I have everything I need nearby. Oh, who am I kidding? I moved all of this stuff here specifically to set up an electric miner production. Anyway, let's see how our copper is doing. We are mining ore faster than we can smelt it. That's an easy fix. There we go. Now we just need to dump it into a bunch of chests. We can't feed both furnace stacks with just one belt, so I added a few more. It looks worse, but performs better. That's a win-win in my book. Oh, what a coincidence. We don't have enough iron coming in either. New belts and furnaces. Run this into here. Inserters, and hook it up. That should do the trick. We are going to need more ore to keep this up though. That's another problem solved. I'm out of wood to make power pylons. How inconvenient. What do we actually need in order to make better power pylons? Green science juice. Now that's going to be my next goal. We are going to need transport belts and inserters. Both of these use the exact same resources as electric miners, which we already have right here. I am going to build just a few more assemblers so we can get red and blue inserters too, as well as splitters and underground belts. And there we go. So now that we're making both transport belts and inserters, we put them together to make green juice and we'll feed it into the labs. Now because we have to smelt so much copper, I'm going to want steel furnaces. The first ingredient I'll need for these bad boys is stone brick, so we'll quickly set up a production for that. As for steel, I need to think of a design for a second, because first we need to smelt iron ore into iron plates, and then we need to smelt those plates into steel. Something like this should do the trick. All that's left for steel furnaces is to run the steel up, combine it with stone, and that's it. Now we are producing less than 400 copper plates per minute. According to my calculations, we're going to need over 10 times that amount. 4,323 plates per minute on average, that is. Now I upgraded my copper furnaces, but now we can't supply the copper ore fast enough. I think it's the perfect time to start spreading our wings a little. I want to start mining this copper ore patch on the northwest here. Let's start making a way up there. So let's do a bit of this. We can't make trains yet, so I'm just going to run belts all the way back to base. Wait, we are getting attacked. Oh, that is bad. We quite literally have no defenses whatsoever. Damn you, quit snacking all my belts. Wait, that's it? There were just 3 of them? Oh, that's not half bad. I am going to pause my work on the copper outpost for a moment to build out some defenses first. Ah, shit. Here we go again. Oh, loady load. There's an awful lot more than just 3 this time. I was thinking about setting up a production for walls first, but honestly, furnaces will do for now. Just a few turrets and an ammo production too. No, not again. Oh, my science. My science. Well, this was bound to happen sooner or later. I was just hoping for it to be later. Oh hey, the turrets I placed there actually held them off. I am going to run an ammo belt all along the perimeter so I don't have to hand feed these turrets anymore. I was starting to run low on furnaces, so I quickly set up a wall production here. These bad boys are going to be much stronger than furnaces. Here we go. We have defenses around our entire base, and with a little bit of room for expansion too. Talking about expansion, our iron mines can't keep up with the iron furnaces we have, so let's perform a bit of belt magic to fix that. Not this kind of belt magic though, this isn't working. I've got an idea, but you need to let me cook for a moment. There's probably a much better way of doing this, but it works. It's fine. Alright, no more side quests. I'm gonna mine this copper. All we really have to do is just run belts back to base. Ah, I knew I forgot something. Defenses. Luckily there's only a few of them. Here we go, that only took a hot minute. I did some quick maths, and with 2 full belts of ore, we need 48 furnaces. Now let's find a way to balance copper and coal on these belts. This seems to work well enough, and at the end we dump all of the copper into a bunch of chests. Let's see how much copper we're producing now. 1.9k a minute. Haha, shit, we need over 4k. It's only day 36, we'll get there, don't worry. So we need fuel for our furnaces, right? And currently we use coal, but this coal patch is very small and from the looks of it going to run out soon. And I'm looking around, but from the looks of it we have absolutely no coal in the area, which is kind of a bitch. What I'm going to do is I'll start pumping oil instead. We can make fuel out of that. I do think long term it would be nice to get to electric furnaces, because these ones don't need any coal. It'll be a lot more fuel efficient. We are going to need to make blue signs for that though, which conveniently also requires oil. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's use the engines we've been producing to make ourselves a car. As a matter of fact, we can use these engines to also start making trains. They'll be super handy for the oil. So at this point I decided to go to bed and continue the next day, but I completely forgot about my electric furnaces plan and decided to use the trains to mine the copper ore patch down south instead. Don't worry though, we'll get to the blue signs soon. So we slap down our car, fuel it with coal because sure, we'll just need a bit of ammo and we're good to go. And we're here. There is this one little mod that I have. What we can do is select our electric poles, transport belts, we select our ore patch, and boom, it tells us exactly how we're supposed to build things. So let's slap in our furnaces, our belts, power pylons, run power pylons all the way back to our base. I love the way we just yeet power pylons out of our car while we're driving, run rails all the way down to the outpost, curve around to trees, and here we are. Now all these belts are full of copper, we're actually going to need to start loading it onto a train. So now, there's this here, get 2 additional carts, and another locomotive going in the opposite direction. We'll figure out a loading mechanism. We will be loading from chests, and now we need to move the copper from the belts to this loading station. That's 1 belt. There we go. Now onto the other side. We do a little something like this. This bad boy over here. Now the last belt. It's not the prettiest, but it'll do the trick. Now we're going to need to defend the area. Let's set up an ammo belt first. Yeah, I make underground belts in my factory. How could you tell? Now we slap down some turrets. Mandatory spaghetti power pylons. Next up, walls. Pardon me if I don't place these walls perfectly, by the way. I don't care. I love doing things the wrong way, okay? Now, for the final touch, we need a crate in there with ammo, and we're done. Back to the Bat Cave. Well, shit. Our copper chests are full. I have missed out on so much copper production here. Luckily, it is a quick fix, though. Just a few steel chests should do the trick. Now, that's a lot of storage, but how about a little more? Oh, yeah, that'll do. Now, let's make a train station for the copper outpost down south. I'm going to move some miners to make some space here. Wait a minute. Expected resources? Uranium? What? There's uranium here. How? Since when? It's not even visible on the map. You know what? I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. So, train station? How far does this go? Perfect. Now select the train, station 1, station 2, and it should be here in a second. So here we're going to need to make an unloader. We dump the ore into chests, and then these chests are going to be dumping it onto belts. We'll do something like that. Let's Let's power it up so we can see if it works well. It's working! Now we actually need to hook it up to furnaces though. So let's have a look. I can see not all of our steel furnaces are maxed out. And our stone furnaces over here are even less so. Let's run a belt over to the right here. Bend it up. Merge it in right here. Set the input priority. And that should do the trick. Oh hey, we researched blue science. Oh yeah, now I remember, that's what I was doing last night. I'll go do that just after I hook up these other belts. And then here, we can say, split it off, go into there, continue, split it off, go into there. And at the top, we can just merge it into the other two belts. Just like that. I let this run for a minute to see if it works well, and from the looks of it, we have way more copper ore than we can smelt. One quick upgrade we can do is turn these stone furnaces into steel. Same deal with these, but we are going to need better belts to supply the ore fast enough. This should do it right here, and then the same deal up there. Boom. Wait, why is this belt not full? Alright, that's it. I'm gonna do something dirty. As long as it works, ain't stupid. Now, oil. No, wait. We don't have enough power production. Alright, minor detour. Boom, double the steam engines. Alright, this is it. No more excuses. We're setting up the oil production. I do see we have a biter nest right next to the oil. Day 45, and it's the very first time I'm taking the fight to the biters. Oh my lord, I am using the worst ammo in the game. And I swear to god, I've looped around this base around 12 times already, and still most of the bases are barely even damaged. Alright, that's it, they're done. It only took almost 2 in-game days. Note to self, don't fight biters, it's way too time consuming. And now, we can do oil. We will start off with the spaghetti bolognese with pump jacks. We hook all of them up with the pipes. And then we have the drain station. We place the pumps. We pump from the storage tank. We have the ammo belt for the defenses, as well as the turrets, and also the walls. Ammunition chest, power pylons, and there we go. Spaghetti like your mama used to make it. Now we run electricity back. We don't actually have the space to unload this oil anywhere. I'm thinking maybe we can expand just along this ridge. Somewhere like this maybe. We'll need a bit of special living in this corner. We get a few turrets and belts. We lay a track all the way to the outpost. Build the train station back at home. And a bit of belt spaghetti to get fuel in the right place. I actually just noticed we're at day 50. We're halfway there. Let's have a look at our production statistics. Yeah, okay, that's shit. However, we'll worry about that later. So, where were we? Blue science. What do we need for that? Sulfur, advanced circuits, and engines. Yikes, that's not gonna be great. Before we do though, I did notice that we're running out of coal. So, how about we set up a solid fuel production first? Add some pipes, power it up, more pipes, chemical plants, and we make all of them into solid fuel. We get a belt that merges with our coal. There we are. Our problem's fixed. Next up for blue science, advanced circuits. How do we make those? Plastic, copper, and green circuits. I'll start with plastic. For that we need petroleum and coal. We can do that. Maybe let's do it over here. We already have coal, and petroleum isn't far from here either. Here we have a belt with nothing but coal and chemical plants, some pipes, hook up petroleum, inserters. There we are. Now that we have plastic, it is time for red circuits. We will need a fair bit of space for this, so let's build it outside of the walls here. So I need to think of a design for this, right? So let's start with an assembler here, an output belt there. This way we can mirror it, and we have 2 belts to feed the materials. We place a few inserters. Now bear with me here. For the copper cable, we're going to be taking copper off the same belt that we're then putting the copper cables onto. Now we copy paste it around. Let's yank some copper from some of our chests. Now we feed the copper onto the inside of this belt, some power pylons. On the other belt we hook up plastics and green circuits. There we go, that should do the trick. Now let's mirror this to the other side. We need copper plates over there, and the plastic and circuits I'm just going to do the dirty way. I'll just loop it around the top. Don't worry, it's just a temporary solution. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm never going to fix this. I quickly built a wall around here too. Last thing I would want is for biters to nibble on my circuits. I know we don't have engines and sulfur yet, but I'm going to start with blue science first and work backwards. There we go. Now, sulfur. In order to make sulfur, what do we need? Water. Oh, that's going to be mildly inconvenient. We don't even have any water around here, do we? We'll have to run it all the way from down there. Actually, we can do something funny here. We can just take some of the water that we have in our boilers. Let's call this a temporary solution. Now we have everything we need. We can start hooking up this sulfur to the belt. Now for red circuits, we can just run these underground here. Yes, it's turning into spaghetti. No, you know I won't fix it. Now for the final piece of the puzzle. Engines. We need steel gears and pipes. We have that around here, don't we? Yeah, there it is. We already have pipes. We grab some steel, we grab some gears, and there it is, everything we need. I know this is turning into an absolute mess of belts, but I'm just going to run another one through here. If it fits, it works okay. That's what she said. Anyway, now we have engine units. Let's power up the blue science, start taking it out, and slap it into our labs. Somehow. Actually, that's not going to be very easy. I like that we've made some prime spaghetti here, but we are going to have to move our labs. What about this spot? Looks like as good as any. Rather than feeding all labs directly off of the belts, I'm just going to feed a few of them, and the rest of these labs are going to just take from the other labs. In order to get our science here, we are going to need to do just a little something dirty. Yeah, this'll do. And we hook up the science tubes like this. And I've connected the blue science too. Look at that disco go. I like where this is going. Let's scale this disco up. Don't worry about the fuel belt being in the middle, by the way. It's a feature. On a different note, we are running out of power. Oh, because we have no fuel. I'm going to do the lazy solution and add coal to the fuel belt. And just like that, that is now a problem of future me. Actually, I'm going to be nice to my future self and set up a solar production now. I know for a fact this will bite me in the ass if I don't. The materials we need for it are here, but there's not enough room. Oh boy, do I have a solution for that. First we have a long inserted pass over the iron belt, then we grab our copper here, and now for the dirtiest part. You know what? I expected this to look worse. It is really not that bad in comparison to the other spaghetti we've made. Anyway, let's start working on these electric furnaces I've been talking about. We only need steel, brick, and red circuits. Conveniently, we already make steel furnaces with 2/3 of those ingredients. I'll just grab the red circuits from the blue science belt. I'll just run this belt through my turrets. There we go. Now, I'll just change the recipe on these assemblers and call it a day. We have some solar panels, that's good. I'll just place these here somewhere. I can't be bothered to expand our base, I'll just squeeze these in wherever. To store this solar power, we should get accumulators too. To make those, we'll start with sulfuric acid, then we turn that into batteries, and we make accumulators. I know I skipped over the spaghetti part of this, but as you can see, of course it's spaghetti. Hold up, wait a minute, why are we not mining copper here? Why are these furnaces not smelting? Because these chests are full. Shit, I haven't really built this in a way to make it easy to expand. What if we just make all of the copper go on one belt, and then we just line up more chests? Now this absolute abomination is probably going to last us a little while. Now all of our existing furnaces are running again, it is time to start scaling up, because down here we have a lot more ore than we can smelt at the moment. Now this is the moment the challenge really starts to take off, because now we have electric furnaces and we have all the ore we need. So I need to be smart about this. I'm going to make a furnace stack design, and this one needs to be good because I'm going to copy paste this everywhere. Now I think this would be a pretty good design, so I'm going to power it up and see if it works. And the answer is yes, yes it does. Beautiful. We are going to need some more power for this, so let's do something like this, and accumulators to start storing that power too. Wait, we only have like 60 of them? Why? We are bottlenecked by batteries. Alright, I'm scooching some crap out of the way, and I'm going to get so many more batteries. Now this better be enough. At this point, I'm quite literally placing these just anywhere that they fit. In the meantime, we have some more solar panels too. If any of you watching want to copy my absolutely beautiful designs for anything, feel free to do so. Now that all of our copper furnaces are running at full speed, how much are we producing? 3.7k plates a minute. We're almost at the 4.3k tipping point. At 4.3k, we will be mining at the average speed we need to hit 3 million. That said though, we've been underproducing for a long time, so we're going to need to scale up a lot. So my guess is that by the end we need to get to at least 10k a minute. So it's a good thing I've been building out these furnace stacks while going on this rant. Now there's absolutely no way in hell we're going to be able to fuel all of these furnaces with just this single belt of ore. And now that I've built out 2 belts, I still don't think it's enough. There we go, let's see if 4 belts does the trick. I know this is iron ore, I didn't have enough, okay? But I also made 4 belts for the copper ore, and just like that, almost every single one of these is running. Now I am going to need more power, but I've already filled just about every inch of my base with solar panels, so I'm going to need to expand. So it's a good thing we have this base expansion montage going on. Imagine doing this yourself for like 4 hours straight, right? Hell, I know I couldn't. Jokes aside though, we're actually making more power with solar panels now than we are with steam engines. So in order to keep on scaling up, right, one of the things we're going to need to do is finding a faster way to unload this train. I'm going to do that with stack inserters. Now to get this train really moving faster, we're also going to want to load it more quickly. Unfortunately, I am completely out of stack inserters. Now the reason we don't have enough is because we don't have enough green circuits to keep on making more. Expanding the production over here would be impossible. I wonder if we could just copy paste it over here. And then we scooch the steel out of the way. Now we need to pass copper into the bottom here. Build this out, let's see if it works. Yeah, this is pretty good. I do wonder why we never have enough green circuits though. Oh, now I understand. This is why things aren't working well. We have way too many advanced circuits. Now we have enough green circuits. I also want to make my life a bit easier and just build a stack inserter assembler. When we build more copper outposts, we're going to need more stack inserters too. So let's branch off our red circuits here. I'll need some more space, so let's scooch over our science. We have the fast inserters that we make here. Let's find a way to run these up. Yeah, this will do. I'll remove this filter to get some gears. Assembler, inserters, power it up. Bada bing, bada boom, we have stack inserters. Let's go and improve the loading mechanism down by the copper outpost. Whoops. Hey, there's a shortcut in this cliff. Almost. 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 Yeah, that was a close one. Right there. Right there. Come on, just like that. No, no. Yeah, there. You know what? I'm just going to drive around. Whoops. So there's a few things I want to do here. First off, the last copper chests are empty while the first ones are too full. So I'm going to limit the amount of ore we can have per chest. Now we got stack inserters. The train just got another load and that was maybe 8 seconds. That's over 3 times as fast as it was before. Another issue that we're running into is that most of these miners can't mine. So clearly our train is not fast enough to move all of this copper, so we need another solution. I could add a few more wagons to our train, but I'm thinking it would be a lot easier to just run a few belts up instead. Get out of the way, trees, you're in the way of my belts. There are probably better ways of doing this, but I bet they're not as much fun. This is taking an awful lot more belts than I expected it would. Now we just need to hook up these belts over here, and just like that we have all of these belts hooked up. But none of the copper is actually getting through. It would seem this train was actually fast enough, I just had to wait a few minutes for it to get up to speed. Oh boy, this means that this entire belt that we built through the forest, it wasn't even necessary. Well, you know, lesson learned. Now I am going to hook up these belts at the base just in case some copper slips through. Is any of it actually getting through? Oh, there it is. There it is. There is one piece of copper on the belt. Well, at least I didn't build it completely for nothing, but yeah, that was a bit of a waste of time. It does beg the question though, how down bad are we for copper ore? This furnace stack is barely running. These ones also not having a good time. This one is barely running. This one is also barely running. These ones are luckily still doing somewhat decent, and about a third of our electric furnaces aren't running either. Yikes. Long story short, we need another copper outpost. So I've been looking for a hot minute, and on the entirety of the visible area that we have, there are only 2 copper ore patches that I've seen. Luckily enough, they're actually pretty close to one another. In preparation for that, I'll expand the base a bit, and I'll set up a red ammo production. These should make it a hell of a lot easier to kill biters around the ore patch. Grenades will help with that too. And now we conveniently have everything we need to make gray science, which we can use to research laser turrets. Those will be much more convenient than having to feed ammo to gun turrets. Before we go and set up the new outpost, I want to make sure we'll have enough power, so I'm just going to spam a bunch more solar panels everywhere. I'm sorry, spaceship, you survived this long, but you're in the way of my solar panels. I do wonder if this is enough to finally not need steam engines anymore. Let's see. It seems not. That's good. So I was about to grab some ammo and build out the new copper ore outpost, but from the looks of it, we can't make any more. Are we completely out of iron? Oh my god. We are. Damn. That is a much more pressing issue than getting more copper. How bad is it? Yeah, so now I understand why. Almost 2/3 of our iron miners cannot mine anymore because there's just no ore left. I am going to try and set up an iron mine super quickly because honestly, we need it. If we don't have one, we quite literally can't even make the miners to mine the copper. I'm trying to think of where it would make most sense to get some iron. And maybe over here by our oil. Not far from it, we have iron ore. We could make the oil train slightly larger and run it all the way to the iron ore patch. So I was about to hop into my car to build out the iron outpost, right? I just noticed, remember that one single piece of copper ore that we saw on this belt before? Yeah, it didn't even manage to make it through. Damn, that is just sad. Now, here it is. Let's start by killing the biters nearby. Well, that's the first base. One more to go. There are a lot of trees here. No, shit, step bro, I'm stuck. Well, looks like I'm taking care of this one the old-fashioned way. I'm not going to let that stop me from building out the outpost though. So I'm going to want it to look a little something like this. This is probably way more iron than we actually need, but while we're here, we might as well build it all out anyways. We'll slap down an ammo belt, a train loader, hook up the ore belts to the loader, ammo box, bunch of turrets, surrounded with walls. We've run out of fast inserters a while ago, so at this point I'm just using a mix of long hand inserters and stack inserters. At this point, all we really need is power pylons. What is being attacked? Ah, shit. There's no way those turrets can handle an attack like that. I was about to say, I'll hop in my car and get there, but we have no car. Walking there alone is going to take like 2 in-game days. I quickly grabbed some resources to make a car. So, car, ammo, fuel, we can go. Fingers crossed it's not too bad. Things aren't looking too hot, but they are also not as bad as I expected. Oh my god, I just realized there's a ginormous group of enemies right there. Oh my lord, where did these guys come from? I'll lure this big ass group to the base first, and now they're gone, I'm going to try and get rid of that base. Here we go, the spitter spawners are gone. Now this place should be safe enough for now. It's time to get our iron production up and running again. First off, I'm going to run some power pylons over there so we can power things up. I was thinking for a moment that maybe I should be scared of attacks over here, but honestly we have so many turrets, we should be fine. Now last thing we need to do is hook up these train tracks. I'll make some space in the oil base to run the train tracks through. Damn, try saying that 10 times in a row, and just like that should do a trick. I just click a few buttons in this menu and now the train should know about the new station too. And the last thing we need to do is just expand the train station back at base here. Here we go. There it goes, the train's doing its thing. Now we actually need to start unloading all the ore here. Inserters, chests, inserters. We're starting to run out of time, so I'm just going to cannibalize parts of our base in order to get these belts through. I'm just going to merge these belts in the ugly way. As long as it works, it's good enough. Both of these belts are merging in there, but we now need to actually hook these up to the ore. Scooch that over there, scooch this over there. We squeeze this in through here, we hook it up to our iron chests, and we're done. Now this is good. So now our iron is completely fixed. Let's have a look at how our copper is doing. Why is this copper belt not moving? Our belts are all stuck. Oh, I bet that's because all of our chests are full then. Screw these turrets, I need storage. I'll just copy paste an extra row of chests on here. Here we go. This is good enough to get things started again, but I want another row just to be safe. All of these are full too. How are we going to do this? I'll just move stuff out of the way and start lining chests up over here. Another line over here. Don't care about the looks, just get it. Same deal up here. This should be good enough to keep it going for now. Now is not a good time. Where are we getting attacked? Oh my god. The turrets are out of ammo. Ho ho ho. No. Get there faster, get there faster. Something tells me that this entire base is going to be gone by the time we get there. Okay, we just need to fill up the turrets. Where are the turrets? Are all the turrets gone? Oh no, they are. Alright, I've killed all the spitters. Now I'm going to try to fix this up as quickly as possible before the next attack. Now I'm out of gun turrets, but I do have a few lasers. I'm out of lasers and walls too, so this is going to have to be good enough. Let's head back to base. Not all of our furnaces are running. That is because we simply can't mine ore fast enough. We don't have time to build a new outpost. However, we could speed up the ones we already have. And we're going to do that with these bad boys. Speed modules. I'm going to quickly set up a production line for these bad boys. Red circuits, inserters. Boom, it's working. I'm heading down south so I can start using the speed modules I already have. Here we go. We're going to have a bunch of them everywhere. Now, when all of these are full with speed modules, these belts are not going to be able to move the ore fast enough, so I'm upgrading all of them. It's still day 98. I think this is going to be the rest of the challenge for us. Grabbing all of our speed modules and filling up our miners. As a matter of fact, we can slap speed modules inside of our speed module assemblers. Now these things are going to get wacky. We need to run back ASAP. Ah, the train is almost going. I'll just take that way back. Now we slap speed modules into every single one of these miners. And we'll upgrade the last of our belts. Now run back. We need even more speed modules. 148 new modules. We max out all the copper miners at base. All of these are maxed out. Now, actually, north. We can still go north. All the way in the north, we actually do still have more copper mines. I completely forgot about these. Go, 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 go. Come on, fill these up, fill these up. We need to start upgrading these belts. Okay, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Now, wait, it's day 100. Okay, okay. Let's have a look at the statistics. All time, 1.3 million. Well, shit. Better luck next time, I guess. Go check out this video or join my Patreon because YouTube literally paid me just $3 for 70k views.